So we're going to see the Leopard one. Saxika is going to take that one up on the hill most likely. Now, are we going to get a strong push from Utopia for the rails?
Yeah, I mean, it does look like that 1-2 line coming out here for Utopia is not a real surprise. I said they might do it. Last time, Saxika didn't drive up that mountain, though. He was where Nile is about now, so they're going for the climb here. I mean, if they make it, that gives them a lot of control, but it is a tier 10 out of the fight if Utopia does decide to commit 1-2 line at some point.
So I was going to say Kaiser looked like he was a little bit back behind, but he does get the push up onto Saxika, so it's all in Saxika now to do to get further up onto the hill. We see Caribari, Scarium, and Tyne taking positions on the far side of the railroad here, just as Utopia check their run, Daki.
Yeah, Wilkie is just, kind of probing here. He spots Tyne, so he kind of knows that GoHard, they have to be there. If Tyne is there, you can't be there without any support. But they will probably send Milosh forward at one point. That 1-1-3 is then him probing forwards, covered by the Bachas. I mean, Utopia, they've not really committed to it just yet. You can see the positions they have. Forbidden, Shuku, Muka, they're still keeping a fairly decent control over that eastern side. So not all their eggs in one basket just yet.
Okay, and to keep things nice and simple as well, we have Utopia and their lovely blue camouflage on the blue side.
Yeah, that always is a bonus, indeed.
Yep. In the previous round when they were playing against Ding, Utopia were on the red side, and pretty sure some people got a bit confused by that when they're saying the red team or the blue team.
Everybody got confused at that point. But you see here Utopia just slowly probing, and they actually didn't manage to Leo climb in the beginning. Now they do, okay. I mean, if Utopia went eastern side...
Well, they did actually do it first time round, so this is the second time round, so it looks like Saxika must have fell down then. So, Scarium here getting a shot out early into Forbidden. Utopia taking the first damage here in the battle. GoHard just positioning the best that they can here, Daki. It's going to be quite a slow start to this one, isn't it?
Well, both teams are playing with RT, so it's kind of, normal that they decided to go for a more passive stance here. I mean, Scarium is very hard to get hit by RT, and then they have Diplo on their side trying to do some damage as well. So both these teams really just feeling out where the enemy is and then going to make rotations based off of it. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised if they move Papa Pavian to the eastern side. If they get him somewhere around H0 in that area, for example, then he could possibly land the shell on the back end of Scarium, and if he pens that, that's one dead, 1-1-3.
And just to avoid any confusion, whilst we were talking about the camouflages there, we do have one of the observers that we have in the team here actually has the camo set on the wrong teams. So sometimes,
just like that camo.
Sometimes when we're going to go to the viewpoints of Utopia, they're going to be wearing GoHard camouflage and vice versa. But the teams are still going to be on the right side. Just the camouflage is slightly wrong for the teams.
Well, Diplomat here just trying to find a shot, but it's hard when you don't have any spots. If he does connect it, he'd be more of a god than he already is. Now, first shell there from Papa Pavian. I mean, does some damage to Scarium, knocks out his loader, so...
Yeah, that's going to be quite brutal for the 1-1-3, because it's already not exactly known for its quick reloads.
There kind of has to be some sort of play here for GoHard at this point. If they leave Scarium there, Papa Pavian will be able to get more and more shots over longer periods of time. They are abandoning him there, so now this is a 1-2 line play, or turning into a very heavy 1-2 line play.
Third time now for Saxika to get up onto this boost, being pushed by Kaizu.
Does he keep falling off, or
he keeps falling off? I think he's getting to this stage and he's not getting up in the next stage.
At this stage
it's almost pointless putting him up there because they know that they don't have to have the coverage on the 2 base.
But this stage is pretty easy. I mean, you drive forwards, then drive backwards, and you're up. He just drives a little bit forward now. He can reverse, and then he just drives up. It's really not that hard. There we go.
And he just shows us how to do it. So that was third time's a charm to get up there on the hill, but I mean, is it really needed at this point, Daki?
Not really. I mean, you can see Utopia. We can see as spectators, obviously, Utopia, they are going to go for the 1-2 line play here at some point because they've completely abandoned Papa Pavian at this point. Like I said, Milosh, he's probing forward. And whoa!
Nice hit from Papa Pavian there into Scarium right in the rear end of the 1-1-3.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're sending Milosh forwards to probe, and everybody else from Utopia is here. Scarium lost his commander as well at this point, but everybody from Utopia is here. This entire play is based around 1-2 line. They are keeping Papa Pavian there, and you have to keep in mind, as soon as they send anybody for Papa Pavian, because GoHard plays with Artie, right? As soon as they send a single tank for Papa Pavian, Utopia will pounce, because they know they have at least one tier 10 in advantage, because they have to send a tier 10 if they want to kill that Artie.
So tanks are just posturing now, deciding when they're going to make this push. Probably another, I think, maybe another artillery shell connection, Daki. That might start the fight. I mean, Utopia are all bunched up. They're ready to go for it. If only somebody could get a little spot into there, that could be like an amazing shot from Diplomat.
But it's up to GoHard here to make the play. I mean, Scarium got hit. How many times does he need to get hit before they realize that 1-1-3, he's completely exposed. Papaparian is having the time of his life over there, and they have to make a play here, GoHard. If they don't, they're going to lose that 1-1-3 for free.
Finally, some shots coming back into Milos as it looked like Kaizu's able to get a shot. Papa Pound's just going to come off reload and fire another one over into Scarium's face. There it goes. Oh, so close. 302 there with the splash damage, but he has it marked. And here comes the push from Utopia, Daki. So the rest of Utopia's autoloaders coming round here. Looks like they're a bit indecision as to which direction they want to go. Are they going to jump the rails? Perhaps. Are they going to try and focus Scarium? They're going to try and get a wraparound in Scarium, but they're running around outside as Annihilator's going to get shots into him. Crossfire coming in from the rest of GoHard as well. Scarium's going to get wrecked. He's lost his tracks now as well. Scarium gets dropped, but 2 tanks get dropped on Utopia. They've lost Vilkikud, they've lost Shoku. Now, damage going back across into GoHard. Caribari's getting absolutely wrecked. He's now eliminated. Damage going back into Utopia. Mucka gets eliminated. Daki, this is going blow for blow right now, but it's...
Double kill for Papaparian!
I was just going to say it's in GoHard's favour, but Papaparian... Whoa!
Double kill from Papaparian with that M40. I mean, I was going to say it's still kind of in the favor of Utopia just because all the reloads, they were all on reload on GoHard's side, but Papaparian is like, don't worry guys, I'll get 2 for the price of 1.
Oh, Bombardier medal for Papaparian. 2 kills with a single artillery shell. At that moment, GoHard were sitting pretty. They had the extra tank advantage. They've just lost that. The health bills are kind of similar, but on GoHard, one of their tanks is an artillery, and they only have Suxika and the Leopard, who's been completely uninvolved in all this fighting, and Annihilator and a full health Batchat. Now, Utopia have Milos in a 1-1-3 with a dead driver, Forbidden in a Batchat, Bihu in a Batchat, and then Papaparian, who's probably got GoHard running scared right now.
I mean, I think Utopia would still have been able to clean up those guys because they were on reload, but it definitely did help very much, you know. But I think they still had it, but it definitely helped, and now they have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to find rest. If Diplomat could land a shell here onto the sides of those Batchats, oh...
You can just wait for them to stop. If they're going to stop in the cap circle and stop long enough, Diplomat knows once he shoots, he's going to be spotted. It's really how much holding play can Annihilator and Suxika do, but neither of them are tanks that you can trade shots in.
I mean, Diplomat here is actually very crucial at this point. If one of those Batchats shows his rear to him, he could very much remove them, and they don't seem aware right now.
It all depends on how long he stops for, but I mean, Diplomat is going to be scared that if he moves, he's going to get spotted, and they're just going to turn and eliminate him straight away.
I mean, they have double cap pressure going on as well. Both bases being captured, and there should be enough time for both of those to run down. Not sure, but still, Milos on the cap here. Diplomat, he can get 1 reset, and then, you know, Utopia has to make a play. Diplomat will get 1 reset, but then he is dead. That's 100%. And then Utopia, now they're going to do triple cap pressure, but imagine if Diplomat resets all 3 of them.
If Diplomat can get like a double kill on the Batchats here, I mean, he just needs them to stop. Right now, come on, stop beside each other, guys. Drive into beside each other. Give Diplomat the shot that he wants. He shoots. He hits Milos. 293. Not enough. He's spotted and wrecked straight away. So great counter snap shooting from the tanks of Utopia. GoHard are going to have to come in now. Suxika and Annihilator have to rush at the moment.
Nile has to wait. Nile really has to wait. You know, if he resets all 3 of them, they need 40 seconds to cap. So if he lets it run down very low, then comes in, resets when there's 40 seconds left, maybe removes one of them, then they can win. He has to time it perfectly. He has to wait till it's almost down to 1 second and then go in.
So he's going to have to do it right now. Pressure's on him. They're not facing him. And now you could do this. Come on, get 3 shots and run, mate. 3 shots and run.
Needs to reset all 3 of them.
2. He's dead. He didn't do it. Suxika's not in position. Suxika was in position to hide. He's not able to do that. The whole play there relied on Nile getting 3 resets. It didn't. Suxika, all he needed to do was stay away from them, and Utopia wouldn't be able to cap in time. But it didn't quite work out. Unlucky for a GoHard. Really close play. Kind of a desperate move at the moment. You almost wonder if Diplomat had just waited a bit longer, he could have got the shot there. But
I kind of feel like Diplomat had to shoot one of the Batchats. I know Milos, I mean, Yes and no, because Miloš at that point has a lot of the cap already on him, so it
Yep.
was the correct thing to do. And he could have possibly removed one of the bad shots, but it made it easier for Niall, perhaps, to come in together with Suxika and clean them up together. Because, you know, if he removes one of those bad shots, there was one on like lower than 1,000 HP, he could one-shot that guy, for example, or bring him low. Both him and Suxika come in at the same time. You know, there's a chance there. But in the end, like I said, 40 seconds is what you need to cap at 3 guys. So if he managed to reset one more time, then they won.
Yeah, because Suxika was in a far away enough place that they wouldn't have been able to find him.
Because he easily had the RT, so he comes in, he resets 3 times. Kind of feel like he should have just went full speed and try and get past their turrets.
Them, yeah.
Past their turrets, so they have to rotate, so he gets that one more shell. Didn't work out in the end. But still, GoHard, I didn't like their play that much.
Yeah, I mean, I would say GoHard shouldn't be too hard on themselves. It was at the end of the day, it was quite close.
They waited so long to help Scarium, and Scarium was getting pounded by Artie. I mean, Utopia could have really waited like 10 more seconds, get another shell in there.
Yeah, so let's have a look at the post-battle statistics and have a look at where the damage was done here. So at the top there, we have Michu, second top Annihilator, trying to do what he can for his team. And then Miloš, Daki.
No surprises for the top players here for Utopia. I mean, Bihu, Miloš, Papa Pavian, Niall there doing a good job as well, but some of the damage came in the end. But it's kind of the players you expect there from Utopia, to be fair. I mean, Miloš, he did well in his 1-1-3. Niall, he did okay also. But, you know, I still stand by the fact that GoHard, they waited too long to go help Scarium.
It was a desperate move at the end.
They couldn't kill the RT because of the thing that I said. If they send the tier 10 over there, then they lose the game instantly.
Yep. I mean, Shoku and Vilki were the first two to die in that exchange. Shoku, I mean, mate, I'm not even sure if I actually have Shoku. Actually, I'm pretty sure I removed Shoku from my fantasy team.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I removed him from the team recently.
I kept Miloš, though.
Kept Miloš? Yeah, I took out Shoku and I put in Vala and Davidoff. That was it. So, and it was Road and Shoku that I removed. So, let's see. So it's Kaizu and Tyne are the two that get artillery shotted in the background here. So let's see how much health they were on. Because they're right beside each other.
I still don't like the initial play here from Shuku and Wilkie and Muka even as well. They could have waited a little bit longer. This is like right
driving
here.
Together.
Here.
What a shot.
Here I feel like Diplo really should have shot Bihu or Forbidden.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone for the.
I know that Miloš had all the cap, but still, and Niall that came in here.
He gets two,
let's see what Niall does. So he drives in, gets spotted, and
one into Miloš.
Okay, he's still driving. I think he got
one into
tracked.
Forbidden, and then he didn't get the third one. So he got 2 out of 3. Don't be sad, because 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as Meatloaf would tell you.
He did come full speed, but
good track to the start. So well played to them. I mean, tracking shots we see it so many times, vital in these matches. And
just imagine if Niall got it, would have been.
It would have been outstanding. It would have been nice play, but I mean,
the timing.
Desperate play.
I mean, Utopia kind of deserved that win over the longer period of that battle, but. Timing,
if you can win it that way, then you deserve it.
Timing almost working out in the favor of GoHard.
And they were all looking to where he was last spotted as well, so they didn't quite have the turrets as well, which allowed him to get the shots. So, as we go into round 2 here on Steps, let's have a look at the lineups, where we now see GoHard on the attack, Utopia on the defense.
Well, since last time GoHard, they decided to bring an IS-7 instead of 2-1-1-3, so now one IS-7, 1-1-1-3. Other than that, it's the same lineup again, going with Artie. And Utopia, on the other hand, it is the same lineup that they used before. So we're going to have to see. Last time they went towards that AB line exactly like GoHard did.
Okay, so interesting how the teams all perform against each other. I see that Utopia is making a little substitution, so we can talk about that when the match starts. I mean, are we going to see Diplomat or Nio on the Lorraine?
I think at this point it's fair to say you always put Diplomat in the RT. I really don't think they should put Niall in it. I mean, Niall's a good RT player, but you know, if you have somebody like Diplo that can really change the games, I mean, Niall, he does his damage, but Diplomat is like that one-man army. You know, he can just change the course of a battle.
Mm-hmm. So for Utopia now, we have Diabo swapping in for. Actually, just missed who he swapped out for, but Diabo now is in the Utopia lineup. So let's jump into the battle here. Second round on Steps, Utopia 1, GoHard 0. Is it going to be 1-1 or is it going to be 2-0 Utopia?
They switched out Wilkie.
Wilkie, yeah. Wilkie's gone down, yeah.
So that's something they do a lot. Diabo, Forbidden, and Wilkie are kind of their rotators. But no surprise, you can see that Utopia here, they are going for that AB line. Last time they boosted Papapau, he climbed that mountain by himself. He seems to be doing exactly the same thing. So no real change here from their start from the last time. And GoHard, on the other hand, last time they played steps, they went towards the eastern side and got chopped by Oops. So this time they're also deciding to go for that 1-2 line.
Okay, so GoHard going up to similar position. Shoku taking advanced scouting for Utopia. Suxika gets himself spotted as he sees out Forbidden. He's going to get himself just behind the rocks in a minute. Doubt anyone's going to poke over to try and shoot him. Wow, that snapshot was really, really terrible. Did you see where it landed?
No.
Somebody snapshotted and it landed about like 40 meters way in front of him. So not great from Utopia there, but GoHard, nice kind of early positioning, exactly where you really thought it was going to go, Daki.
No surprises from Utopia. They're a team a little bit like Ding, they create standards, and then they work around their standard every time. You see Papapau in here, climb, yes,
Yep.
reverse.
Good,
yes.
Papapau.
Okay, he always I don't know why he always does that, but it
does
works.
that little
so it doesn't
cheeky
matter.
reverse round, yeah. Just being a little bit more skill, making it look a bit nicer. Yeah, GoHard just setting up shop here. Now, GoHard are on the attack. At some point, they're going to have to make the move. Diplomat's just kind of relocating himself at the moment. Try and find some nice angles to get shots across.
That's the other angle we see from J1 here, because then he can possibly hit the front of Milosh when Milosh decides to peek out. But it's a tricky shot to make still because of the mount and the way the shell drops. It either hits the top of his turret or it just goes clean over, or it hits the side of the mountain. So,
in fairness, though, if there was somebody you wanted to take that shot, it would be Diplomat.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he could probably make the shell go through the mountain if he really wanted to.
Shoot whatever he wants. Diplomat shoots whatever Diplomat wants. So there's a rotation coming around the bottom, Daki. What's the plan here?
This could work out really well in essence if they decide to go for it, but it's more like, because they left Suxika at J3, they can't be sure how far Utopia has pushed up on that eastern side because they had no info where their bad shots were. So for all they know, Utopia already took that eastern side. So they're just making sure that they send enough forces to make sure if there is a tank from Utopia that they can overmatch and kill him.
Okay, so Shoku has driven all the way around the map, but now he's coming back up to support his teammates. What's going on here from Kaizu, Daki?
It's one of the climbs we've seen before. Stefan likes to do that one as well. I mean, it can get you some shots, but it's very hard to work it because you can get spotted easily as well. I mean, we'll see if he can make some shells from there. We're going to have to find out.
So does he go all the way up to the top of that hill?
I'm not exactly sure, but I think he can spot over, yes.
Okay, so Kaizu becoming the mountain goat for his team as we see him just pop over the hill there. There's actually quite nice coverage he's got, yeah. Hogging the red line, though.
I mean, he can still get spotted when he decides to shoot on Milosh, though. I mean, they're very close to each other, but he could perhaps land a shot here.
Milosh and Forbidden are spotted now. Kaizu sees something. I think it's Forbidden he's shooting at.
Yeah, he shot the track from Forbidden, because Forbidden is probably side-scraping over there, so you can kind of see the track, and Milosh is not peeking, so...
Probably begging Diplomat to see if he can get a shot in. He's shooting again at Forbidden, so Forbidden's tracked. Forbidden's not going anywhere, but he's tucked in tight there.
Yeah,
all he can do is hit the tracks.
Pen
He's just going to waste shots into his tracks right now.
There's no chance he's going to pen that. Now Kaizu gets spotted, like I said. I mean, the position, it works all fine and well, but you get spotted as soon as somebody does decide to peek. So that's now being seen. But same like with Utopia, GoHard, they have to move their artillery. They're currently doing that right now. Put Diplomat in a position where he could possibly hit Milosh and Forbidden and work it that way, which is going to take some time. I mean, they're kind of slower than Utopia. In reality, Utopia at this point was already, landing shells on the back of Scarium. And, Utopia does have that tier 8 light, so unlike Utopia, GoHard has to leave forces to protect Diplomat. Because there's always the chance that Roof from Papaparian goes on a scouting mission and is like, hello, Diplomat.
So would you say just now GoHard are just playing a bit more cautiously? I mean, they're going to be hurting from their 3 losses earlier on, but just try and play a bit more, slow it down a bit. Okay, no crazy rush plays. Let's not have Annihilator rush out and die at the start of the battle.
Well, they have to, and just like with Utopia, they'll send the I-7 forwards to probe Skyrim and support. They still have to be careful, though, because, Suxika and Nile, they're not in the fight right now. And, if Utopia realize this at some point, then it's the same story, just an easy overmatch.
Yep. Okay, so the minute that they... Oh, great shot. Great shot there from artillery into Milosh there for 636 Alphas. Tyne's going to come round while he's distracted and looking to his left, get a shot in. Probably going to bounce at that angle. Yep. So upper front plate's not going to hit. The turret's not going to get penned either. So Tyne going to try and trade off a little bit here with Milos.
There will be
this
a play
corner.
from UTOPIA. There has to be a play.
I was just going to say, at some point, Utopia's just going to say, guys, let's go. Because, I mean, it's going to be super bad for GoHard, because like you said, Annihilator and Saxika are way down the bottom, but they're coming back up, Daki.
Yeah, they're now starting the rotation. They also realize the same thing as what I said. As soon as UTOPIA, realize Milos is going to die, they're going to make a play with their Bachas. We can see at the same time, Papa Pavian is rotating on that eastern side, so I don't think we'll see more than one more shot from Diplomat, and then I think he's done for.
So Diplomat's going to get spotted out from Papa Pound, because they would have known where that shell came in against Milos. They would have known the direction it comes. Diplomat gets the shot out, doesn't seem to connect with anything. Milos had already taken damage from artillery. Diplomat gets spotted by Papa Powan. He's going to try and hide, try and run for as much as he can, but no, 2 shots from Papa Powan. So GoHard lost their artillery. GoHard need to go now because they don't have that additional coverage, and this is where we're going to see the fight happening. So Scarium coming around, he's going to be the focus fire from UTOPIA. He's getting wrecked already as they try and get return shots, but already Scarium's dead. Saxika is going to be the next one focus fire on GoHard. He's dropped down to 280 health. Now he's dead. Great play from UTOPIA, but they've lost 2 tanks in Diabel and Bishu. They've also lost Milos as well, and they're about to lose Mucka. So 3 tanks left on UTOPIA, 4 tanks left on GoHard, Daki. This is going in GoHard's favour?
Yeah, definitely going in GoHard's favor. I mean, it kind of depends, because Forbidden, I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. GoHard should have it. They still have 2 bad shots. I mean, Tyne is blasting away at Forbidden, so that 113 will fall. Shuku, he can perhaps kill one of the bad shots, but it's not enough. Unless Papa Pavian makes a miracle play here, I think it's going GoHard's way.
5-4-6 there from Tyne, so a nice high roll as he's shooting into Forbidden, as they're going to try and dance around this wreckage to keep himself protected. Shoku's the first one to come off reload as he jumps into Kaizu. Now, Tyne does kill Forbidden as we see the Batchats and the RU just going fight for fight right now, shot for shot. Kaizu's going to drop Shoku. Papa Pound's going to try and get a kill into Kaizu. Tyne's coming around the back. Annihilator's coming around the back. Papa Pound now, the only one left for UTOPIA. GoHard are going to take this one from UTOPIA, Daki. It's going to be 1-1.
Yep, indeed. There was a small potential there if Shuku didn't miss the shells, but still Tyne surviving. Very crucial at this point. That single shooter, Forbidden had to fight with him. He couldn't focus on the autoloaders. Papa Pavian, he came in, he tried to do what he could. Just not enough at that point. UTOPIA making a misplay there by pushing forward, still with their bad shots after they killed the RT. There was no more need for that. If you kill the RT, then Milos is pretty safe and you can protect him with Forbidden moving over there. It's the 2v2. They should be able to win that. That was kind of a unnecessary push. GoHard then pushed with all their bad shots and got an overmatch.
Get this cheeky little Papa Powan just getting a shot into Kaizu there and saying, like, come on, mate, fight me one-on-one. Papa Powan knows he can get the killing blow on him. Kaizu's like, hang on a minute, I'm not so confident anymore. Annihilator and Tyne are in the cap circle. They're like, mate, you're on your own. Kaizu shoots and misses. Papa Powan's feeling lucky here, Daki.
Well, he has, never mind. I was going to say he has to do it quickly if he wants to get back to the cap and reset. It doesn't matter.
Kaizu getting the killing blow in the end there. But yeah, that was closer as well than the last match. It was a bit of a scrappy gunfight when the main fight came, but GoHard came out advantageous.
Yeah, indeed. I love being right. I really love. I was talking about the rotations and then they happened. I was like,
it's good. Yeah, I mean, for somebody who always likes to be right now you are left. But on the screen, he's right, I guess.
Ryan, please.
Boom, boom.
But I talked about it, I said it. The rotation from UTOPIA, they have made the play to save Milos, but they kind of got caught out with their 2 bad shots. They got focused out very quickly. I don't think Diablo got all their shells off either. And then, the next bad shot died, and then it was 2 bad shots and the half HP IS-7 versus Forbidden, 1 bad shot and an RU-251, and they should always go in GoHard's favor. They kind of juked around a little bit, and when they came off reload, just closed out the game.
Yep, definitely. So, who do you think did top damage?
Kaizu.
Kaizu. Good shout. Let's have a look and see. Bravo. That's a huge amount of damage as well. Right behind them, Tyne in the IS-7. Brawling like a beast there, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I said it. Him surviving those single shooters, we've seen it in multiple matches before. Ding was a good illustration against the UTOPIA. Those 2 1-1-3s, they racked up so many kills there as well. Now, Tyne doing exactly the same thing against GoHard. If you keep that single shooter alive and he's close enough to shoot the autoloaders that are on reload, he can do a lot of damage. And Kaizu, I mean, it was obvious that he got so many clips off.
So, Scarium and Diplomat really shining for me right now in my fantasy team.
Like I said, Diablo, and Diablo and Bihu were the first two, and I could just see Bihu getting the lead, and then Diablo didn't get all his shots off. He connected 2 out of 3. It's just not enough for a bad shot.
Yep, as soon as that push went round the corner, Scarium was the first one to be focused. He came round over behind the IS-7. There's one of the multiple slides from Papa Powan sliding down here. Now, great.
This is where they kill the Artie, and that's the moment where they should abort the play.
Yep.
That here already they lost Bihu and Diablo, and then Muka is trying to do what he can here. Even he doesn't get all his shells. English is very, very hard at this point.
How do I English?
How do I English with Jordy? A guide, 12 pieces now for $19.99 in your local supermarket.
12 pieces is just volume 1.
Yeah, but the thing is, the difference here, what made a difference is the fact that Utopia's Batshot did not get all their shells off, and GoHard Batshas did get all their shots. Now I'm just thinking about it. It's like, do not.
All their shells. What is it in Belgian?
Schoten?
Schoten?
Yeah.
All the Schotens off. There you go.
Ammunitie?
Just go with that. It works.
What? But yeah, that was the difference maker. You know, GoHard, all their bad shots got all their shells off, pretty much. Maybe 1 or 2 misses, but they got to reload and do it again. Utopia's bad shot, on the other hand, did not get to do it.
Yes, so 1-1 from the first map. Second map, we're getting ready with the lineups. We're going to be going into Himmelsdorf, or Himmelsdorf. Himmelsdorf, as one of the teams calls it all the time. I was sliding a little L there. Now, who has the advantage here over both teams on Himmelsdorf?
Well, Utopia has 57% win ratio and GoHard has 69. Lemo.
Okay, let's have a look at the lineups now on Himmelsdorf. Now, that's quite actually favouring GoHard here, really, isn't it, Daki?
Yeah, it should be realistically, but Utopia have been a very strong Himmelsdorf team. They were one of the first trendsetters with those double tier 9 bad shots. They're not using them anymore, but they were great on it in the beginning. Now, GoHard's lineup, from last time they played it, they've changed it up just slightly. They've removed 1-1-1-3, and they have added 150B. Utopia, on the other hand, they are doing exactly the same. Well, they're bringing at least exactly the same lineup as before. So wouldn't be surprised if they leave Milosh in A5, 1-2 line control with the rest of the boys, and play from there on.
Okay, so let's find out how this one goes. As we jump into map number 2, GoHard versus Utopia on Himmelsdorf. Okay, Daki, here we are on the streets of Himmelsdorf. 2 gangs fighting off against each other, the GoHards and the Utopians. Who's going to win this one?
The third dog that runs away with the bone.
What?
If 2 dogs fight over a bone, the third one takes it home?
I've never heard that in my life.
Seriously?
Never.
I don't know if it's exactly correct, but at least I know it in Dutch.
Apparently when you were saying earlier on 50-60, I think I've probably got it wrong now, but whatever one you were saying it's round the other way. So it's not 50-60, it's 60-50.
That's exactly the same thing.
And there was people in chat going like ballistic about it. They're like, how dare he, it's the other way. I'm like, mate, even if it's the other way around, it's still the same.
It's still the same thing. 60-50, 50-60, hello, it's just a Finnish thing. But Diablo here, actually Utopia changed it up completely. From what I said, they're not leaving Milosh in A5. That's the thing. They brought the same lineup, but they're changing it up, which is a good thing.
So here we have Utopia taking the advantage here, getting the early spots down the middle of the area against GoHard. Now, we see damage to the tracks on Town, we see damage to the tracks on Annihilator, but Diablo's the only one who's taking damage here. Now, he's swapped out in the team for Papa Powan from the previous round. Can he actually make the difference here?
I mean, he's in that cubby. He can proxy spot. In Tyne, he has to be careful, but he has no pressure from the front, so he'll be all right. This is a kind of different control here from Utopia than we've seen before from them. They still have to be careful, though, because, you know, they're leaving that 0 line very open. There's a big rotation chance there from GoHard. I mean, really, realistically looking at it, there's nobody in the AB line. So as soon as GoHard starts probing that 0 line, where perhaps their bad shot goes down there, and they start realizing there's nothing there, you know, they can put 3 guys on the cap and it could be done rather quickly.
Now, Annihilator in the tier 8 here, Daki.
We've seen him do exactly the same thing against Swift. He also played a tier 8. Probably a conscious choice from the team because, you know, Niall and Kaizu, they're supposed to lead the team right now. So perhaps he feels more comfortable, or the team feels more comfortable in his decisions when he's playing that tier 8 light tank, because obviously there's less pressure on you when you're playing the tier 8. You kind of just have to scout, which of course it's important, but it's less pressure because you're not really dependent on doing any damage.
It's like in the old days of tier 8 when you could have the tier 1s were the scouts. And
I mean,
you would generally
Kuritsu is
have
the perfect example.
You'd have the team captain and the scout. You just go and park in a bush for most of the battle, and then if he died, he could just then relax in a way and just concentrate on telling his team what to do.
I mean, Kuritsu is the perfect example of that. He never does any damage, even though he's like actually pretty good when he's not leading. So that's weird to say. But look at the rotation. GoHard here. I think they kind of realize what's going on, so they're rotating back towards the hill. That AB line is completely open, and Utopia here, they kind of perhaps, I mean, Shuku went over the K line, so he got spotted. He spotted somebody on the corner. Now Utopia, they're kind of thinking perhaps we can make a surprise here, peek around the corner together, catch somebody off guard. But GoHard, they're a little bit ahead of that.
Milos just going back up to his favourite area, perhaps here at A5, or he's going to come back in at A4. Utopia still waiting on this trap, just still waiting. That would be a pretty terrifying sight to come around the corner on, but at some point they're going to have to realise that it's not going to work for them, and they're going to have to break and move. Now, at some point also, like you said, GoHard are going to say, I spy a free cap, let's run for it.
Exactly, but the thing here with Utopia's trap as well, if somebody just drives close to the corner, they would just proxy spot it.
And they'll be like, I'm not going to go there.
The trap is like
hello?
20 meters too close. It should be 20 meters further back, so if somebody comes to the corner, he doesn't get proxied. So it's not like, I don't think this was pre-planned because it's not on point.
Milos not spotting anybody moving here, Daki. They're all getting past him free.
I mean,
he spots Suxika, and Scarium have gone down that road, but the others have gone behind. So Milos is going to say, hey, there's 2 tank scheme running down the hill. Utopia need to start moving from the bottom of the hill, and they finally do. I mean, it's just unfortunate GoHard don't realise that they could cap rush right now.
What I don't like from GoHard at this point is they send Skyrim and Suxika down, but Niall is still on the hill, so they're giving Utopia a 15-20 second warning here. If you want to do this, if they wanted to do that, Niall should have come down at the same time, started cap pressure, because now the rotation from Utopia all the way down the 8 line already.
Huge hit into Milos. I was just thinking to myself, all Tyne needs to do is just drive out and use his wreckage to block the road, but Tyne's going to be dead. He's not even facing this way. Vielke gets shot on the way down here. Tyne's going to try and shoot and then back off, but he's stuck in between a rock and a hard place right now as he's getting covered from front and behind. He'll go down swinging, do what damage he can, but he's given a lot of information to his team, telling where to position. Now, in return, Muka gets dropped. Scarium gets the kill there from the counterfire. Suxika's having to back off. He's taking a lot of damage. Forbidden is taking a lot of damage on Utopia. It's still about 50-50 right now, Daki. Slight advantage in Utopia's favour with the health.
Yeah, Muka making a small mistake there, but they traded a lot of HP in return from GoHard, and they got Tyne for free, so kind of worked out still in their favor. But the rotation here from GoHard, they're pushing that 8 line, but Utopia has already readjusted to this.
Kaizu popping around the corner, trying to get a shot off, but he misses with his shot and takes one in return. Karibari firing out shots, but not connecting with anything there as we see him on the reload. Diplomat actually getting hit. Bihu and Shoku getting shot at right now from Utopia as their health drops down. Diplomat getting another hit down as well in his 50B. You kind of don't want the 50Bs to be tanking shots like this, but right now they have to. Vielke getting shot at as well, but we see a rotation coming from Diablo and Milos at the top, Daki.
Yeah, Diablo, he's a tier 8 light, but he can do a lot of damage on the side there if he gets into position. So far, Utopia, they've not been trading so great. Niall will control him, so good stuff here for GoHard. And if they keep this up, I mean, they're actually out trading Utopia at this point.
So good counterplay from Niall there to spot out Diablo, but Shoku's going to come round as well, just as Diplomat's backing round the corner. So Niall is probably going to get himself wrecked now with that additional covering fire from Shoku if he can just make himself safe. Milos, though, limping round the corner as Diplomat's giving chase. Now we see Shoku coming back round to try and deal with Diplomat, but Diplomat takes one in the back. This is going hit for hit right now, Daki. It's still anyone's game. GoHard with a slight health pool advantage, but
great play from Diplomat. Shoku overextending there just a tad. Great play from Diplomat, really.
Yeah, doing what he can there. That was absolutely exceptional play. As Forbidden takes a shot in the back as he goes round the corner. It's really, really close play right now. It's just going with anyone. It's shot for shot. Everyone just peeking around the corner. The health on Utopia is so low right now. GoHard the same. Karibari needs to get in here. He kills Forbidden. He's got the most health pool for his team. Scarium's got a decent amount as well, but so's Biku. I mean, everyone needs to make their shots count right now. This is vital. This is on a knife edge.
I mean, it's a 4v4 here, and Niall actually bounced on Forbidden there, but they still got that 50B. That could have been crucial in the end. Bihu is making the correct rotation here at that point. They can't really push that 8 line. Bihu is vital here. He's the only one really with HP on Utopia's side. If Barry gets to drop on him, then it's over. If Bihu gets to drop on Barry, then it's over for GoHard. It really depends. This 1v1 here is going to decide a match.
Which way is Bihu facing? So Caribari, just slides in the last minute with a back way. Bihu not aiming at way, just looks at the last moment. Caribari's going to get shots into him. Bihu misses, Caribari gets a shot, and so Caribari's got advantage. 420, no flames, so Caribari gets the second one. Bihu, Caribari gets the third one, and he survives. So, just at the same time, Scarium drops Vilke. This is going to go in GoHard's favour. Oh, Daki, it is so close right now. I still can't call it.
I mean, they don't have any autoloaders left, which is the real issue here. Milosh, unless he loads HG, won't one-shot Kaizu, I think. And Barry is now joining his team. Scarium, he still can take 2 shots here. And Diablo doesn't have the alpha together with Milosh. Perhaps they do, but still, I don't think they will. So Scarium can now push the other side because they know where Milosh is. And yes, it should go in favor of GoHard.
Diablo getting a sneaky parting shot as he turns and runs there. Scarium come around, he takes the hit from Diablo, finishes him off. All we have left is your good buddy Milosh Daki, but it's good night for him.
Yeah, good night, my sweet prince. The naughty alpha he needed, and rip.
Rip in pepperonis
4
indeed,
one-shots.
Daki.
4
So
one-shots for GoHard.
that was a knife edge fight there at the end. It could have gone either way. 50-60.
Well, I said whoever wins the 1v1 between Biku and Barry is going to win the round.
It came down to lots of individual plays there as well at the end. Lots of people just poking out, getting shots coming back in. Lots of people just taking just one shot too many just as they were getting back into cover.
Muka and Forbidden realistically didn't need to be there anymore. As soon as Tyne, he wanted to drop over the other side, but there was Shuku behind him, so he couldn't. I mean, it would have been the better solution because... Actually, no, it wouldn't. He was dead no matter what.
He was dead no matter what
He couldn't do anything else. He was dead. I mean, he could try, but he might...
As I said, the only thing he could have come out is if he'd saw it earlier.
He could have dropped over.
He could have ran out and just died side on.
He could have dropped over and perhaps done 1 or 2 shells on Shuku, depending on how long the 50Bs take to get there. But Muka and Forbidden really had no place in that 8 line anymore. Yes, they traded a lot of HP, but losing Muka then. And GoHard, they did it fairly well. They counter-pushed the 8 line. They made Utopia have to rotate around because they came all the way back around across the D line, which they would have been able to shoot from in the side. And then Barry winning the 1v1 against Biku, who just tracked him on the first shot.
Yeah, and this is the GoHard we want to see. This is the GoHard reacting to what's happening on the map and being able to deal with it. So, top damage? I'm going with Karibari.
I'm going with Kaizu.
Kaizu, okay, let's have a look. Scarium.
Okay.
So, Caster Curse earlier on complaining about Scarium not doing enough damage. Same with Diplomat. They were both bottom in the previous round and they come back and they're in the top 3. Shoku just really showing up why I dropped him from my fantasy team.
That was a total misplay.
Thanks very much for that, mate.
Diplo, Shoku probably didn't know how many shells Diplo still had left, although Milosh would have told him because Milosh took 2 shells going around that corner. So he should have said, well, he has 2 more. Shuku there, good stuff from Diplomat. He peeked the corner first, tracked Shuku, and then killed him. He knew he was dead anyways. Shuku should have waited for Wilkie. I think it was Wilkie in the 1-1-3 to come around the corner and take the shot from Diplo, or just kill him. And if Shuku stayed alive, they probably win that round as well.
And when that fight started, it was Muka that was the one that was focused on Utopia. So they took out Tyne, but I mean, they lost Muka almost at the exact same time. So we'll be able to see that in the highlights in just a second, Daki, and you can talk us through this.
This was where Tyne just really got wrecked. I mean, you think he should have dropped over and played a little bit against Shuku. He could have done more, but Muka here has really no place. This is the misplay from Shuku. Gets tracked by Diplomat and then gets killed. You see Wilkie, he comes around the corner. Right here, you should have waited for him. And then here, Niall bounces actually off Forbidden. Watch the third. Goes off it. That's made him survive. Barry wins the 1v1 here. That's just a track shot on the first shell. I mean, Barry was a 3-shot anyway, so realistically, he could have... But it was just great stuff from Barry. As soon as Biku misses the first one, it was over.
It's always funny seeing those trades because in those trades they know they're going to get shot at no matter what, and I always think it's
But
funny.
the 50B should realistically win it.
Yeah, but just when like you have, for example, Barry just sitting there side on, side armor, best armor, as we always joke about. You know, not even slight angling, you could always still get one of those crazy bounces off
Well,
the
it's
upper
the
front plate.
point where Bihu, he sees the sight, and at that exact moment Barry reverses, of which the shell goes in the frontal track, which is no damage, obviously. So unlucky, because otherwise he wins that just by pure the time in between the shells. Now Barry won that, and GoHard won it.
Yeah, so fair play to GoHard. Good to see them bouncing back here. We're going to go into round 2. Let's have a look at the lineups, what we can see here. So we have GoHard now on the defense and Utopia now on the attack. Daki, that's a big deep breath. I'm guessing you have something that you don't like.
First off, I don't like the FV on the fence, like the more mobile one. Don't see the use for it anyways.
Crusader?
That comes later. I'm going to complain about the FV 4005 first.
Okay.
I'd rather have the 183 because it's better stationary. I mean, this is a stationary tactic from GoHard anyways with the Crusader.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 2 batches, so they're kind of still going to take 1-2 line control. And Crusader, it's obvious what they're going to do with that. We've seen it so many times. He can either sit in A4, reset the A line, or you can rotate him all the way around the map to cross the D line, and then he can get shells into the back of the other side of the cap. It's a very tricky play to pull off. It's very hard to do it as well because you're relying on the correct rotations and nobody waiting there for the enemy team. And you kind of missed out on a lot of spotting as well because you lose the 1390 and every team uses the 1390 to get the info in the beginning. And that is all stuff you're really missing out on.
Okay, so I can tell that it's going to be Annihilator in the Crusader and Diplomat in the FV 4005, ready to do some terrible, terrible damage. Let's jump into round 2 here on Himmelsdorf. Can GoHard take it to 3-1, or can Utopia bring it back to 2-2? Now, Daki, I was going to ask you, if you're the attacking team and you see this lineup, are you going to want to just go looking for a fight? Because the FV, if it misses, you have a good window there to get shots in and get yourself safe, and you also know that the Crusader is effectively going to do nothing for this battle.
I'd be as risky to say that I might even push straight across the K line because they wouldn't have an idea how many tanks exactly I would send. I would really, realistically, if I was brave enough, I'd push my entire team across the K line straight into him, because you know that a defending team really realistically never leaves all their tanks on 1-2. They always keep somebody in the back. Now, Diplomat has to be very, very on point here. He needs to land the big one because it could be over very quickly at this point.
Bihu actually just lost 2 crew members here, instantly repaired them. Suksika getting destroyed here from GoHard sitting out and open in the AMX 50B. Karibari's now stuck behind his building. Vilki is going to take pot shots at him. The rest of Utopia are going to come around and take pot shots at him. Now, covering fire coming back from GoHard to all backed up here. Niall's going to do what he can with the Crusader, but I mean, the range of it, does he even have the range, Daki?
He might just about, but he's not going to really do anything. He's like going to do like 50 damage each shells depending on where he hits. I mean, that was not Niall, okay? That was Diplomat.
He doesn't even have the range. You can see he doesn't have the range. You can see the shells falling short.
This is like, this round at this point is over for GoHard.
This is like just a free pass for Utopia.
Wilkie just needs to survive at this point. The next issue is there is nobody spotting Utopia. Part number 2, you don't have a iterate light tank, you can't spot. Now Utopia, they will get despotted. They can do whatever they want. If they now want to back off from this position, go to the other base and start capping there, they could do exactly that because nobody will be able to spot them.
Yep, GoHard down 2 prime damage dealers in the MX-50B of Suksika and the Batchat 25 of Karibari. Now, they have 5 tanks still available to them, but one of them is a Crusader SP, which is in the team for cap resets. Anyone who's questioning right now, oh my god, why did I have a Crusader SP?
Why is he driving in reverse? Because he's quicker in reverse.
Because he's quicker in reverse, but as you can see, the gun on the Crusader SP, it fires really quickly. It's a specific tactic to reset caps quickly.
It's the FE304 gun.
You have to rely on the enemy team going in for a cap.
Oh, well, Tyne is pretty rip as well. Muka will land the first shell on him driving up, and then he will back around the corner and land the second as he come up, which is pretty much him dead. By that time, Shuku will already be in position.
Oh!
And he bounces. Okay.
Bounce chat off the front of the armor.
I jinxed that.
Wow. That is
completely jinxed that play.
Aaron Jesus there on the shoulder of Tyne saying, don't worry, my friend,
still dead.
I am with you.
It really doesn't change anything at all. They might get a parting shell here or 2. But even at this point, Tyne, he runs down the 0 line. Where does he run off to? Because Utopia is taking the 8 line at the same time. That is another tank, 100% in favor of Utopia.
And as another thing we say about Aaron Jesus giveth and Aaron Jesus taketh.
Yep.
And Time just found it out the hard way. He was like, okay, mate, my job's done. I leave you to your own. And Time was like, thanks, mate. Could you not stay a bit longer? So now he's stuck on the hill, just as a tourist right now. He's going to go down. GoHard going to lose another tank, another damage dealer as well. Muka just going to get
like, hello.
Muka's going to get revenge as he does. He's like, I'm not going to bounce this one. And there we see it. So everything in Utopia's favour right now. They still have all the tanks in the game. Forbidden's been ammo racked, which not really a big thing for him right now. He's not the expected damage dealer, but you still have like Diabo there in the AMX50B full health. Muka with a lot of health. Bihu with a lot of health.
I'm trying really badly here not to be too negative about the play from GoHard, but it was totally wrong from the beginning till the end. This round, unless Utopia pull a Kazna, should be over. Really, I don't see the way they can recover from this. Shuku here, really unnecessary to take that shot, to be honest.
How could GoHard come back from this?
3 ammo racks and a fire, if they're lucky. Because Utopia is doing the correct thing. You put tanks in the 5 line, they know where Kaizu is, so they put 2 tanks in the 5 line to cover the crossing. They put 2 tanks on the cap. Shuku is covering the other angle. Muka in the Gorilla is covering the B line. So wherever GoHard goes, and they don't have the tanks for this. Diplomat's in an FE4005. You can't send him first because he's going to get blown up. Forbidden is covering the other angle. Like, it's really, really over at this point.
Speaking of Forbidden and Diplomat, hello. Oh, 829 to the schnoz, right in the face.
Diplomat
but now Diplomat's like, I was going to say something I shouldn't have said there, Daki. Yeah, he's going to get a couple of what in the rear end there from the rest of the team coming round behind. And that's going to be Diplomat going down. Skyrim's like, mate, I'll come help you. Oh, actually, no, that's not a good idea. See Kaizu getting picked up in here by Milosh as he's protecting Vilki in the cap circle. There's the last stand of Scarium right now. Annihilator just trying to run away. I really don't think anyone should use the Crusader again on this map, Daki.
Well, I mean, if you do, don't use it like GoHard did. We'll get into detail after that. Skyrim's going to farm some damage here because
some damage.
Because they're on reload from Utopia.
What you did, tried to do the ramming kill and messed it up.
They won't get it, but Bihu is reloaded in like 2-3 seconds anyways.
Skyrim farm me damage.
Bye.
Okay, so Annihilator. Here we go, Daki. Oh, well, maybe not. GG Utopia. Well, bringing it back to 2-2.
Not like this. What? I want to quote myself at this point. What did I say when the round started? What would you do if what would I do if I was me?
I would all go to the K line. It's almost like it's a perfectly readable tactic from experienced players.
It's the obvious thing to do because if GoHard wants to play this tactic, why on earth are you sending Tyne in a bad shot towards the 8 line? Stop! I seriously, this play was bad from beginning till end. Sometimes, you know, sometimes tactic, you see it, it's just bad, you throw it away, you never use it again. And not like this. Suxika, we've seen 50Bs get caught crossing like that before. Utopia, I mean, they're second for a reason here. It's an obvious play to make because exactly for what I said, if you see a team bringing the Crusader, they cannot tell unless they send a Batcha to spot. Unless you send a Batcha to the middle to take the role of the 3090 to spot the K-line, which they did in Utopia, crossed with their entire team over there without getting spotted. Diplomat wasn't quick enough to get the shot, and then everything fell to pieces because you always leave some tanks back to snipe and it doesn't work.
Yeah, but also the danger of taking something like the Crusader is that you know exactly what the enemy
team's
going to do.
It's not going to do any damage either.
Yeah, so I mean you can see 5 players on the front page here, all from Utopia. The only 2 that we have there from GoHard are Diplomat and Skyrim. Skyrim because he's the last one alive farming damage. Diplomat landed 2 shots.
800 from that Diplomat damage was on Forbidden when they came to kill him.
So, I mean, I can understand the Crusader. I can understand the reasoning behind it. You're taking it there for quick cap resets. But the thing is you're doing it as a defensive tactic. So if you're the attacking team, you see the Crusader and you just think to yourself immediately, okay, guys, slight change to plan. We're not going to go for the cap because we know the Crusader's going to counter it.
Like the Crusader, it's a fine pick. You can get away with it, but you still need to put the pressure on Utopia. You need to either spot where they're going so they're afraid of going because Diplomat in the FE is a threat. They weren't spotted. They had an easy crossing on the K-line. They took no damage. Wilkie was like, "Yo, Barry, what's up? Let's trade."
Yeah. Suxika
If
and
you wanna
Barry.
pull off this tactic, you cannot leave anybody behind. Like, you cannot send Tyne towards the 8 line. You need to focus 1-2 line first and defend it. This is like
It's the free kill.
Shuku even got spotted in that position. 60 should have realized that he cannot do that anymore and went there for no reason. This play from Tyne going up the hill, I don't understand it either, because it's what I said to you. They can just pull away from the K line unspotted because there's nobody spotting them. They have no bachelor in position to spot them. Utopia did exactly that. They retracted everybody from the K line. They went back towards the hill. They cleaned up GoHard. Tyne is there for God knows what reason. Even if he didn't get hit, he would still be dead. Just really, it's a strategy that could work, but not with the positioning they use.
Oh yeah, it's a readable strategy, basically.
It's readable, but if you put all your tanks, if you put 6 tanks on 1-2 line, and you make sure they pay to cross like that, then it can work. But if you have 2-3 tanks, well, there was like 2 tanks out of position, a bad shot as well. Tyne should be with Barry. Those 2 bad shots, they could have cleaned up Wilkie. They could have done a lot of damage to the 1-1-3s. They could have reloaded. At least one of them would have survived, reloaded, done another clip. Would have been a completely different game. You have to... You use the RD to reset that eastern base anyway. Why are you going to defend it? There's no point.
Yeah. So, unfortunately there from GoHard, they could have increased their lead to 3-1, but no, Utopia bring it back 2-2, so good exchange between these two teams. We're going to go into Ghost Town now for map number 3. Let's have a look at the lineups and see which vehicles we're going to use. This is a super fighty lineup from GoHard, Decky.
I approve this lineup. They don't use the FE215Bs anymore. They took the E100s now instead, which is fine. We've seen a lot of teams transition to the E100, which has been a good pick because you can bully people out of their position with it. If you get close up and they stay alive, then it's very good. So that's an all-around good lineup. They can kind of go either base because you can put the tier 9 batches on the cap. Utopia, on the other hand, you know, they can push the Scorpion up on the mountain like Ding does. It's a different lineup from them than we've seen before. Last time they used E100s. So the Scorpion goes A1 for sure.
Okay, so let's see who's going to take map number 3 as we jump into round 1 here on Ghost Town. GoHard Utopia, all square. Okay, and here we go, Daki. So, GoHard on the attack, Utopia on the defense. Anila said Ghost Hard for some reason.
Ghost Hard.
Ghost Hard.
Well, no surprise.
Town.
No surprises from Utopia here. They could have gone south if they wanted to, but they will just boost Papa into position. Perhaps Shuku will even give him a little bit of extra speed. Maybe he doesn't know it as well as Murakar.
Yeah, just giving a little extra bit of boost there to get up in that area. So here we go. Look at the difference between the HD camouflage and the non-HD camouflage.
It looks somewhere worn out. It's really dank.
It's really dank. Another one is... Oh, he's going to crush Shoku. That'd be so funny if he came down and damaged Shoku.
I bet Murakar is now sitting in chat like, ha ha ha, lul, lul.
Yeah, lol, 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 lol. Daki's going to talk about boost videos.
No.
No?
No.
You've not done that yet in the Scorpion?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. How many times did you take you to do it?
Once.
Truthfully?
Yeah, seriously. I mean,
we still chased them.
This is kind of like, you know, Murakar does it alone, so it kind of shows how much Papa Power is he even going to go for try number 2?
Papa Power doesn't know what he's going to do now. He's like, guys, where do I go? I can't get up on the hill. Where do I go? They're like, just stay behind us, okay? So there's the proxy spot of Annihilator and VLK.
Double tier 9 on the cap.
Annihilator and Diplomat going to come round here, try and get a shot into someone. They're going to get a shot into Vilki's armor probably. Milosh actually taking a hit there. Forbidden taking a hit, Daki. As you see, Return Fire come back into Annihilator and Tyne. Diplomat also takes a hit. Kaizu also taking a hit on GoHard. So GoHard have taken shots on 4 of their tanks. Utopia taking shots on 3 of their tanks, with Forbidden getting quite wrecked right now. He's only got 633 health. Vilki has a dead driver now as well. He's stuck in that corner. Milosh getting pushed back as he's trying to do a cap reset against Scarium and Karibari here. Milosh gets taken out by Scarium. Are they going to stay in the cap deck, or are they going to come out and look for a fight?
They're going to... GoHard needs to take the overmatch right now. They have the HP, they have the guns. This is their moment because they're going to lose their tier 9, so they need to take overmatches right now.
So Annihilator gets the kill on Vilki, as we see Shoku getting the kill back onto Carry Barry, so trade for trade there, tank for tank. Now, this mob in the middle of the map of GoHard are going looking for Utopia targets, but need to start focusing their guns in certain directions because they're getting hit from multiple angles here, and it's a bit sloppy. Kaizu, T57 Heavy, only has 28 health left. Scarium in the back chat has 239 health left. Time getting shot at now as well from the tanks of Utopia. Utopia are bringing it back. They've managed to get a grouping up here, but we see Shoku coming around the back. Daki, he could potentially do a lot of damage here.
Nile actually didn't penetrate that shell. The E100 here, they are the power. Shuku is in the back. He needs to land all 5 shells to make a difference here. But the E100s of Tyne and Nile, they need to do the damage right now because they're actually losing out, and Shuku tracks Suksika.
So Shoku gets a free kill into Suksika then for nothing in return. Biku gets a kill into Kaizu as well. So Utopia are actually wrestling back control of this map from GoHard, Daki. GoHard were in the driver's seat and now they just jumped out of the car.
I have no idea what GoHard is doing at this point. They are completely throwing this game out of the window. Sayonara. And that's it. Utopia, they're going to take this. I have no idea what is happening to GoHard at this point because they should have won this round 9 out of 10 times.
GoHard were sitting comfortable there. They had the control, they had the advantage, and they let Utopia just get right back into it. That flank coming in from Shoku was a free kill on the T57 Heavy.
There's a big issue there from GoHard, which is called chasing a Scorpion and a Bachar in T57 Heavies and E100s. Big thumbs up for that one. Great, just really...
Slow?
I'm starting to question my existence at this point. It's like...
GoHard do really well in a match, and then they come off it and they're like, we're doing good, guys.
Losing those tier 9s for Milosh, I mean, is it worth it? Probably in the long run, not. But they got Milosh, which is a big thing. But then Nile, Kaizu, and Suxi, I think, all 3 of them went chasing around the corner towards Shoku and Papaparian, both 2 very quick tanks that can just drive either way. Instead, they needed to chase the autoloaders, the 50Bs, which they didn't do. Nile missed a very big shell on Muka, and Forbidden that didn't go through because I didn't see any damage being taken. And then afterwards, they drove into a crossfire of 2 autoloaders who they let reload. I mean, 4B, Muka, and Bihu, they all reloaded. Now, if they perhaps focused their guns all on that instead of turning around the corner, they could have cleaned up those 50Bs.
Who came top damage?
Bihu. No.
Mucka. Well done, Mucka. Mucka. My Scottish is coming through in the middle there. Muka, as I just get shouted in my ear. Annihilator. Now, is that right, Daki? Am I really seeing the Scorpion 6 damage?
I mean, Papa Byron really did great. I was going to say he was pretty far up there. I saw him do a lot of shells. You know, that gun, it's the Borstic guns. It really rips through people. And seriously, those 50Bs getting so many shots off, it is not good at all, really. Those Suxi and Kaizu, both only did 2 shells in their 57 heavies, which is really not good because they did less than the tier 9s who died after like 1 minute and a half.
Penetrating with only 2 shells each.
When
you've shot,
they chase the wrong tanks.
When you've shot 13 combined and you've only penetrated 2 of them, that is.
If they didn't go for Shuku and Papa Pavian, then they might be a different round.
So let's have a look at the highlights. So this is the.
Well, this was not really a highlight. It's more like a fail.
This is a bit like yeah.
He's too. His angle is too sharp.
And this is where Milosh gets wrecked by the 2 tier 9s.
Yes.
And then
this is already very late. I mean, at this point, they've lost Suxi and Kaizu, who you can just see are behind. They really need to kill these autoloaders. You see, this is the crossfire. So first up, both T100s went in before the crossfire from their teammates came into effect. You know, Diplo and was it Scarium? Yeah, came around that corner when both of the E100s were already dead, which is really not what you want. So 1, they chased the wrong corner. 2, their timings were off. And I think 3, their E100s could have done a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. So GoHard could have won that one. I would say that's more of a GoHard loss than a Utopia win. We're going to go into round 2. Now, the teams are going to switch around. Let's have a look at the lineups and see the vehicles being used here, Daki. And what can you tell me here?
Well, GoHard did decide to drop the 183, and they've added the T57 instead. Last time that 183 didn't really work out. I think they got capped on that one as well, if I remember correctly, against Swift. Yeah, they just got capped straight away. Oh, I lost my sanity there. And Utopia on the other side, this is their triple E100, and they've used this against Ding.
Yes, okay. Triple E100 from Utopia. 2 E1s there coming out as well. Sorry for a bit of silence there, I had to cough myself. I'm just thinking to myself, Daki, I really hope I'm not coming down with a cold or someone's in trouble.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, because you feel better now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever.
I'm completely healthy. I seriously don't know what you're talking about.
Completely healthy?
Pretty much.
Okay. Your body is a temple?
Yeah.
Wake up, Daki. Okay, now, I think this one's going to go Utopia.
Well, they took, last time they played this, they also took it off of Ding, so yes, I do think Utopia has this.
Let's jump into the battle and find out as we go into round 2 here on Ghost Town. Utopia leading GoHard 3-2. GoHard, come on guys, get back into this. Like, you're better than this. You know it yourselves. Just calm, chill, put the past behind you, just focus on the moment. You can do it.
This is similar to what Utopia did last time against Ding. They also went for that southern side and put pressure on there. But GoHard, both these teams, you know, look at it, both these teams are actually going for the south part of the map here, and could be very quick game in reality again.
Fight, 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 fight. Here it comes. Shoku at the front there with Utopia and Bihu spotting out Tyne as he's going to run away. Skyrim gets spotted as well with Diplomat as he comes back round the corner. Diplomat not spotted yet. Shoots one right into the ground, so it was a bit of a snapshot there. Papa Powan looking for targets here as we follow him in the T54E1. Bihu making a wrap round the top, but there's a little split, Daki, a little deception going on here. Is that what it looks like?
Yeah, it's a triple E100 march. Are they? If Utopia... Okay, what Utopia can do right now, and they spotted a lot of tanks from GoHard, but they kind of got information. If they put triple cap pressure right now, I think GoHard instantly lose the game. The 100s will take position in D6, guard the corner, get ready for anybody to come around. They put 2-3 guys on the cap. They keep the T54E1s for extra clipper potential. GoHard is in no position to do anything about this. Suxi, he is spotting, so he would have to move, which takes them at least 10 seconds as well. And really, realistically, I think this game is almost over.
I think it's exactly as you said. We've got a double cap coming in and the rest of the tanks grouping up in the middle ready to take shots into someone. So we're going to get a big fight where all these heavy tanks are grouped up in the middle. The two Batchats here in the cap circle not really going to be doing much. It's this big fight we're about to see in the middle with all the heavies. So we can see it here on the corner. We just need to rotate around. We're going to get the fight coming around. There's already shots have been traded with Diablo and the tanks. Absolutely critical fight here if we can get a good view of it. They're playing peekaboo on this corner. Utopia just want to deny positioning from GoHard. They want to deny the flank coming around, but already we see Kaizu getting dropped in the T57 Heavy by one of the E1s. Now, Diplomat and, sorry, two Batchats taking out Saksika as well to stop additional cover coming in. We're down to 13 seconds, Daki. They're not able to make any kind of push onto the cap circle. Down to 8 seconds. GoHard have nobody else that can do resets right now.
Suxi actually died.
Suxi's dead. This is going to be a quick cap from Utopia. GoHard, lads, cap circle. Wake up. Like, really? Really? This is like twice in 2 days that they've been outcapped by not having coverage and not having just someone run in there and die. Run in there, die, suicide, you get a cap reset, the battle's still on. If you don't do that, the battle's finished. That was...
Well, you can say hindsight, but I pretty much said it in the game what Utopia was going to do. I mean, it's not even hindsight because you could see it. Like,
yeah, the map positioning was there. Like, we could see it because we can see both team lineups.
But even then, it's not...
But even then, as from GoHard's point of view, you've got Saksika up there. Saksika's shooting, and at some point he should say, guys, I can't do this. And somebody else should split off and help him.
The big thing is Utopia kind of realized that GoHard is positioned there, which is not hard to figure out at all, to be honest. Like, it's very obvious to read. And then they just rotated, and it's one of the issues. Teams focus a lot on the south. You leave that, you're like, oh, we'll leave the RU on A4. There's a hill he can spot from. The issue, of course, is that if he then wants to move, to reset, he needs to drive for 10 seconds to at least get in position. And the second issue is they had nobody else in position to spot at all. And then exactly what I said, they left the E100s on the corner, T54E1s on the other corners. Kaizu peeked around, got deleted. Nobody could spot the cap except for Suxi, who had to spot for himself and got shot in return. Just...
So yeah, damage not much to write home about here. Very low damage because there wasn't really much of a fight. It was just more of a stalling tactic from Utopia while the two Batchats could comfortably cap. They dealt with the spot that they knew was above them because, like you said, he was having to
spot
on
for
his
himself.
own. And by doing that, it was letting everyone know where he was. And, I mean, Tyne, no damage at all. Kaizu getting wrecked at the start, only getting one shell connecting. Diplomat and E100 only landing one shell after shooting 4. Diabo and E100 only landing one shell, shooting 3.
Damage, like, really doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah. Absolutely outplayed from Utopia there. I mean, there's pretty much not even anything to show as a highlight. It was just a case of...
it's textbook rotation from
Yeah, it was one
Utopia.
rotation, one fight, and then
it's textbook rotation from Utopia and a textbook setup as well. They knew GoHard wouldn't have time to rotate all the way through. We see the obvious rotation is all the way down the E1 line, then all the way across the K line to reset from there. They knew that GoHard wouldn't have time for that with double Batchat cap pressure. They knew the E100s, they can last for a long time on that corner. E100s were not pressured back because the T54 E1s could cover the other corner. Kaizu really made a misplay there. Probably peeked the corner, got tracked by the T54 E1s. They kept him tracked, they kept him held. We didn't see it, but I guess that's what happened, which is realistically something you should expect because there's always tanks waiting over there.
Yeah.
Really, GoHard is just falling for, Utopia is doing the rotations correctly, but a team like GoHard, I'm going to keep saying it, if they want to challenge these top places, they want to challenge those top 2, top 3, they need to be able to read this and react appropriately.
Okay, so we're going to go into our final map, which is Ruinberg. Are we going to expect something nice and quick here, Daki, or is it going to be a bit more patient play?
Well, Utopia, with the 430 here, I mean, last time we saw them use the T62A and put Milosh up on that ramp. But the 430 version 2, no surprise there. They like to do that in zero line.
That was the one where Milosh got his gunner killed at the start and then still came away top damage.
GoHard is going for a good defensive lineup here. T57, 50B, 113. They'll probably leave the 113 on A7, send the T54 lightweight down the zero line, which is their most commonly thing done. Utopia, they can kind of go either side because they have the 3 Batchats that could rush the A line if they want to. But the Object 430 and the 430 version 2 work really well in the zero line.
I was going to say, does the 430, is it going to take the similar role of a T62A or a different role?
They could use it at the same role, even though the 430, the turret is flatter, so it should be more easily pennable.
Okay.
So, I mean, they work better in zero line, but if they want to put somebody in there, it obviously has to be the Object 430. I mean, it has to be.
Okay, and if you were GoHard looking to win this one, how are you going to go about doing that?
Just start off standard. I realistically always start off standard. The T54 down the zero line is a good start. You just have to make sure that your player plays it correctly. We've seen a lot of times where the T54 overextends and gets caught. Teams now kind of know how to spot it. So it really depends on how he plays it. But if he plays it correctly, they can defend from there. 54 down the zero line, 113 in A7, FE215B 6 line, 50B's 0 line as well covering. So, I mean, the one advantage GoHard has here is that they're on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Everything else is against them right now. Momentum is against them. The previous rounds really.
And with you saying as well that the advantage that they have is that they're on the defensive side. If there's one thing we've been saying a lot about Ruinberg right now is that Ruinberg tends to get a lot of wins that are coming from the attacking side. It was previously a map where the defenders would always win.
If statistics say anything, GoHard is done for because Utopia has 100% win ratio on attack.
Okay, so let's jump into the action here. Round number 1 on our 4th match of the day on Ruinberg.
Ruinberg, a mixed type map. The defending team starts the battle on the green, and the attacking team starts at the centre square of the town. Bases are located quite far from each other. Both bases are better controlled from the village when playing a heavy setup. It's better to attack the first base through the top direction with the help of several well-armoured heavy tanks. For the attack on the second base, it's better to use a more mobile setup and either play through the centre or split forces. In general, the map is not easy to play on. Teams often use blind shots and risky shifting of the forces from one flank to another.
Risky shifting of the forces. Are we going to see that here, Daki? Are we going to see a really hyper-aggressive push from Utopia?
Well, they're already sending 2 tanks through the middle. Wilkie and Shukur, they could go to the little city F8, F9. We've seen it before to try and catch the T-54 lightweight going down the 0 line. And they're leaving actually Diplomat in A7. Okay, that works out well. We'll have to see if they are able to catch that T-54. If they do, it'd be a big advantage.
So Vilky's just going right through the cap circle, just letting everyone know what his plan is, but then he's cutting up short and he's going to sit at that building. We've seen Tanks get himself caught out here before. Shoku getting picked on here by Time and Scarium. Shoku, mate, that was, wow, okay, so Vilky gets the kill onto Saksika. Shoku's going to back off here with only 240 health. I'm not sure if that's a really good trade here, Daki.
Yes and no. I mean, he lost too much HP for it, yes, but they have 0 line control now at 430 version 2. Will absolutely destroy them if they get the opportunity to it. They will never see him. Milosh is in that window. This is actually a favorable position for Utopia. Yes, they've lost the HP, but they can now force Utopia to make a... I mean, they can now force GoHard, sorry, to make a commitment. Because you have to understand, Runeberg, as soon as you lose the 0 line, the defender has to start using a lot of his HP to reset the base. So, yeah. I mean, I think GoHard is in a bad situation here. Really, losing 0 line after 1 minute 30 is an issue.
So, Milos just playing about in his little window there. It's a position he's dominated from on previous maps and rounds. Now, GoHard have lost Saksika. Scarium's taken some damage as well. He's down from 2,100 health. He's down to 1,301 health. In return, Utopia is taking damage on Shoku and Vilke. Shoku's down to only 240 health, so he's a one-shot. Anything coming his way is going to kill him. But advantage complete. Oh, GoHard has the advantage here on health, but Utopia has the advantage here in complete map control.
Indeed, Utopia has map control, and only now GoHard is starting to rotate into the city. The issue for them is they have one bad shot. They have one bad shot, which is Barry. So Barry could potentially take the city here. The issue is going to be, though, that there's always the chance Utopia send Forbidden, even Papa Pau, and those two together will take out Barry. They send Wilkie, they send Forbidden. Those two will take out they will take out Barry as well. Milosh, I don't know, Kaizu could possibly out-trade him here. Gets good shells onto the turret.
Two shots going into Milosh.
What did I say about the 430 turret? What did I say about it?
2 shots going into Milosh there as Kaizu gets the great shot into him. Milosh gets a counter shot into him in his turret that actually takes out his observation device, which gets replaced there. Milosh has to be careful here because the alpha coming out of the 113 is stronger than what's coming out of the 430. 430 is going to reload quicker, but you see Forbidden now getting spotted out by Annihilator and Tyne as Forbidden is eliminated by the crossfire. They're coming in from 3 different directions. In return, though, there's a lot of damage coming into Tyne as we see Mucka getting his gun damage there on the ground. He's backing off, so great counter shots coming back out as a GoHard. Utopia doing what they can as well, so great return fire from them, and now there's a bit of a lull while everyone reloads and just thinks about what happened.
Still, the HP got actually closer here. GoHard is still a little bit ahead, but they have the defending tanks, so they always have more HP. But they've dropped Tyne very low, Diplomat very low. Yes, they lost Forbidden, but Bihu, he still has a lot as well. And I just want to say, I told you about that 430 turret. I told you in the beginning, that tank, it's why I don't like it. It just gets pinned on the flat side of the turret.
So Milosh has dropped from the upstairs window to the downstairs window, trying to do what he can to spot out Kaizu. Annihilator being lit right now. When I say lit, I mean as invisible, not actually on fire. Bihu taking a little bit of damage there as well as he just pokes his head around the corners. We're on board here with the Shoku just reversing back across the battlefield here, looking for any kind of angles they can get.
Milosh got pinned again.
Milosh getting hit again, this time in the top of the turret. Observation device damaged. Milosh is getting a little bit in panic right now. He's like a little terrier or something trapped behind a small building, doesn't quite know where he wants to go.
Well, I don't know, man. At 430, I just checked, and most of the shells just penetrated the top side of that turret exactly like...
Did you have a look at it in the free cam, yeah? Oh, wow, yeah.
The top of the turret just gets destroyed because it's so flat. It's not like the T6-2A who is like more rounded.
Okay.
Because the T6-2A
just beside the gun mantlet, yeah?
Yeah, just everything on the top of the 430 is spammable because it has the flat side top turret because it's not really rounded like the T6-2A. 140 is a little bit more rounded, but the 430 is by far the worst in terms of that. I don't know why they switched from the T62A.
You can't see ladies and gentlemen, because of the camos that you see in-game, but me and Dak are actually looking at it in-game from the player's point of view, and one of the shots is dead center on that hull, right into the driver's area as well. So nice shooting coming out there from Kaizu into Milosh. Now, Milosh is now in a one-shot. Shoku's still in a one-shot. Shoku is now dead. Well, cast a curse. Nice pickup there, actually, from Kaizu, I believe it was.
Why did he even allow himself to be killed over there?
I don't actually know there. Whoa, okay. Milosh getting shot back into Kaizu. Just saying, like, hey, mate, I'm still here. So, GoHard now with a comfortable health pool advantage over Utopia, almost 2,000. Bihu taking shots as well now. GoHard playing the patient game, and this is when GoHard play better, Daki, when they're not doing aggressive over commits.
Yeah, Bihu just trading on Nile here. Realistically, Bihu actually won this trade. He dropped Nile down to 1,095. So it's all even here again. But
Even
Shuku
Stevens.
dying really wasn't.
There's that pen. There's the pens we're talking about in the front of the turret there. You can see it all coming in there. That one right dead center on the driver's
Look at
one.
that top of the turret. It just gets destroyed.
Destroyed. Yep. Annihilator's been ammo racked as well, Daki here, so slow-paced game. Caribari still just dancing about at the top of this map. What's he going to do? He needs to get himself into the battle and start doing some damage. Looks like he's going to go hunting Bihu.
He can 1v1 Bihu.
He can 1v1 him right now. Fight me 1v1, he's shouting.
Fight
Is
me
he going to go for
1v1
it?
in real life.
Fight me IRL, yep. And Bihu's actually just going to get away from him. Caribari should rotate now. He's got the most health for his team, but he's not really been shooting, has he?
One of the issues here is Papapawian is in the tier 9, object 430. He really can't push that effectively with it because of the location of the turret is so far back that, you know, when driving around the corner, it's very easy to get tracked, held, and just gets completely destroyed. So that's one of the issues they have. All their tier 10 tanks are pretty low, except for Wilkie, who's just monitoring the city. I mean, kind of have to deal with Kaizu at some point, or need to restart cap pressure. I mean, they still have that Gorilla alive, so that's an advantage there. But Barry completely took city control in the meantime.
Barry in his own little world here, just driving about on the west side of the map. Now,
Nice shell from Papa.
GoHard are happy just to let the clock run down because it's in their advantage because they're a defending team. But GoHard are also super nervous because it's match point Utopia right now. If Utopia win this one, they win the match. And 3 vital points that GoHard could really need and do with as well.
So, Milosh, they put Milosh in the cap in at 430. Okay. They still have to deal with Kaizu somehow, and Muka actually gets a shot by him.
Muka taking one there, losing his driver, and then getting dropped by Caribari. So, nice counterplay from Caribari. He's going to rotate all the way back around the top, though, Daki, as we see Diplomat getting dropped by Vilke.
Papa's on fire. Oh.
Papa just surviving there on 75 health as Vilke takes some more shots in. Scarium's going to get dropped here by Vilke. Nope, Scarium actually survives. He kills Vilke, and at the same time, Bihu kills Kaizu. Papa Powen killing Scarium now. Annihilator killing Papa Powen. This is going to go GoHard's way, Daki. They're going to see this one out.
Yeah, Bihu only has 2 shells available. It would be enough to clean up Tyne. Niall, though, has a lot of HP. I mean, Bihu can't even pick up Barry. Barry actually picks him up in return. Milosh now, the last one standing. GoHard, they held on till the end, and they did it.
Caribari eventually coming in there at the end, picking up 3 kills. Very patient play there from GoHard. And like I was just saying during that match, if GoHard play the slow-paced game, it starts to work more in their favour because they start to play less sloppy, less overexcited, I guess. It was like when you're on tilt. You know when you're...
I never tilt.
Well...
Hello?
Lies. Okay. When you have those situations where a couple of matches go ahead of you, you start to play reckless because you start chasing the win. And that sometimes I felt like we were seeing from GoHard. It was people getting themselves worked up a little bit, overcommitting, overextending, and now it just seems like they've just dialed it back down, you know, set it down to chill.
I mean, that's Runeberg defense, though. It allows you to play slow. It allows you to wait it out and wait for the attacker to make the moves. That's all the advantage they got. They're not going to get that on attack. It's going to be them having to make the plays, and Utopia will be able to just sit there and wait for them.
So the Annihilator coming in top damage there, 3,900 in the FV. That's really good to see. Single shooter tank in the middle of all the autoloaders. Then we have Vilke from Utopia, then Scarium, GoHard, Mucka from Utopia, then Kaizu, GoHard, then Milosh, Utopia, then Tyne, GoHard. It really was quite a...
Shuku should not have died where he died by Scarium. I have no idea how Shuku died. Same with Muka, he really shouldn't have died there at one point. Also, Shuku lost way too much HP in the beginning, if you remember. Muka lost way too much HP when GoHard went for the first reset. I don't know how he allowed himself to get spotted in the gorilla. His positioning must not have been completely on point, because if he's located in those bushes, there's no way they're going to spot him if he's double bushed.
Yep. And at the end there, you have Killsteal Barry picking up 3 kills with only 1,800 and 1,082 damage.
4B actually misplayed that pretty badly as well. Like,
Which-
he capped, and he should have gotten out of there before he actually got killed.
So here's the highlights, Daki.
This is where Shuku takes too much damage for this, though. He was not in the correct position. This is where 4B really shouldn't have died.
3 shots coming out. Come get his angles. The angle coverage was quite good there.
I don't even know why Shuku stops here. I don't understand.
And then from now, it's just cleanup duty from GoHard.
Also, the next thing I don't understand, they still have Wilkie alive at that point. Why do you send Shuku, who has no HP, across the A-line if you want to make that play? At least send Wilkie. He could 1v1 Barry, for example, or any other tank they send for him. Don't send your one-shots.
Yeah, so, I mean, scrappy plays really from both teams really right now. There's not any kind of one dominating performance, is there?
Well, I mean, Utopia has been kind of dominating a little bit, I'd say.
But it's only 4-3.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised GoHard got to this point after some of the rounds they've played.
Okay, yeah.
But I still think with the defense coming
Still
out,
think it's going to be match point. Utopia going to seal it 5-3. Well, let's have a look at the lineups. Now, haw hee haw, we've seen this before. GoHard going with the all-French lineup. Utopia. Now, Daki, this is like a all-or-nothing lineup from GoHard, isn't it?
yep, they can do anything with it. They can do the split, they can rush the A-line, they can rush the 6-line, whatever they want to do.
I'm seeing this lineup, and all I can think to myself is, GoHard, please don't rush north. Because every time you've done this, it's gone wrong.
Well, it's a lineup.
This is where Caribari died twice in a row.
It's a lineup that centers itself round. It works best for the north. The little city is always harder because of the bad shots. It kind of has.
They've done this before
The
multiple
northern
times.
split is the most effective thing for it. You send your 50 Bs to the south towards the 6-line, you rush the A-line with your bad shots, you create a crossfire on any tanks in the AB line. Although this is very easy to counter as well. You put 3 tanks on A7 and you're like, yo, guys, what's up?
When they did this before, it's worked for them and it's worked against them. And the time it worked for them was when I was doing the game with Mojo, and I said this is not going their way because they'd gone across and they were in the middle of the reload, and they managed to counter it and come back. Now, the other time they did it, Caribari got absolutely destroyed going across the gap with Nio, and he had like 3 games in a row of 0 damage.
If I was Utopia, I put my FE2 on 5 Bs, my 113 and my Gorilla in A7. I send the Batshot to spot the middle, and I send the Batshot to spot the 0 line. I put my T-54 in the bushes beforehand, and I completely wreck you rushing A-line.
Well, let's see if you get the tactics right, Daki, as we can jump into round 2 on Runeberg. Utopia on match point. Will they make it 5-3, or will GoHard take this into a tiebreaker? GoHard not going north. Thank you, GoHard.
Well, they're not going north, and Utopia not doing what I said either. That's what I would do. That's what I would do to counter the northern play, because it would work, because you can still rotate. You know, if they go little city, your Batchas just run away. But GoHard here going for the south, risky. Tyne, okay, that's also risky. That's a weird spot. I mean, if there is one Batchat in the north from Utopia, Tyne just dies.
So Tyne spotting out Milosh, running away and getting himself safe. Caribari, Saksika coming down here with Shoku and Bihu already down here. We're going to get a hell of a fight. Looks like it's like a cat brush, Daki, and then trying to get control of the 0 line.
Well, they want to come to the little city and fight head-on with Utopia, but Utopia has 2 Batchas in the 0 line. It's going to be bad for those Batchas from GoHard.
Counterfire coming in from Utopia needs to be spot on there. Papa Powan almost getting dropped as we see Saksika being the first one down. Shoku getting a kill on him. Annihilator in return gets a kill on Papa Powan. So tank for tank down right now. Batcha tier 9 on GoHard and a T-54 lightweight on Utopia. Now the fight at the bottom here, Shoku going to try and ram Caribari but misses. Shoku does get a kill on Caribari.
Great play.
So now GoHard have lost one of their tier 10 tier 10 main guns. Health pool dropping like dominoes, like falling like rocks here, Daki, from GoHard, as Utopia are getting focused fire now into GoHard, and this is it already. It's GG, Utopia's won it.
It's over at this point. Great play from Utopia. The double Batshot countered GoHard's play. Those 50 Bs really just not doing enough. And Utopia, they suspected it, they countered it. Perfect stuff from them, showing why they are currently in that top 2. GoHard, they tried, they fought, but sometimes it's just not enough.
this tactic is an all-or-nothing tactic, and it just doesn't ever seem to work properly, does it? It always comes across scrappy. It always relies on the team going full autoloaders to focus fire, and when the fighting starts, it's not there. Look at all the health pool still alive here for Utopia, and look at how little there is on GoHard. You have Tyne left, he's now dead. Now, Utopia are still finishing this battle, 4,500 health.
It really depends on how the defenders set up. It's Runeberg attack, you have to do something crazy usually, unless you're like really, really good. I mean, Ding level good, and even they would have to do crazy stuff to win the attack. You have to surprise the enemy, and Utopia, they didn't get surprised. They sent double bachelor in the zero line. What I like there from Shuku, what